So Ipswich Town Hall, you guys got a teaser today where the library violates our rights. So we go to the town hall to follow up. Now this town hall, 1 year prior to the date we went in, almost to the day, the secretary for the town administrator, she decided to go hands-on. Do notifications go out? We put it on public?
Yes, it's on public.
Okay. So we go in to redress our grievances, and lo and behold, they got up signs that say it's private and you can't go in. So I knock on the door, and they clarify to me that it is, in fact, public. Completely public. Unless you have a camera. So this town hall in Ipswich, Massachusetts will violate your rights if you have a camera. So since we got a second, well, let me show you. Let me show you guys what we're talking about. Hopefully they didn't get rid of the signs just yet. So it's going to be open for public comment around 7:05. I can bring you over here and just, how we doing, man? How are you today, sir?
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks. Are you on the select board?
I am.
I just want to let you know real quick. This is running. This is live. So just
Mike Doherty.
Josh.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. Anna.
This is,
Nice to meet
Anna.
Nice to meet
My
you.
friend and I were here yesterday. I'm not
Hi,
sure if
Sarge.
you heard about what happened.
Not quite.
Okay, so bridges passed, right? About
Sure.
a year ago, I came in. I believe Renee, yeah.
I got it.
She was unaware we were allowed to film.
Okay.
She got kind of iffy about it. She wound up grabbing us by the wrist, trying to drag us out.
Okay.
Didn't pursue charges. Didn't come to town meetings.
Gotcha.
Left it at that.
Okay.
Went to the library yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Total rude behavior from the staff there. Didn't understand where it came from. Now I kind of do. So we come here, and on the sign, on the door, it said, we want to make sure our records request got here. So the sign says, due to the presence of confidential information, only hallways and meeting rooms are public spaces. So I knocked on the door, and she said, come on in. I said, well, I want to make sure it's not employee area only. It says, no one can come in. She goes, oh, no, this is open to the public.
Okay.
So I came inside. The first thing Steve said to me when he came out was we had to shut our cameras off. We are, it's on video, and I quote, First Amendment trolls, YouTube trolls, foolish constitutional trolls, scum, and assholes who are only here to get clicks and views from people. If that was my goal, he certainly helped me achieve it. He then began to explain to me that that room is open to the public. It's totally publicly accessible. It has to be because they don't have windows, like service windows.
Yes.
But I was not allowed to come in because I was filming. And I said very clearly, so you're saying this is a publicly accessible room, open to the public, but I'm being refused entry and service solely because of the fact that I'm holding a camera and engaging in my constitutional rights. He said yes.
I'm gonna take care of these gentlemen.
That's fine. You can't exclude someone because they have
I
a
know, but I
camera.
don't want you to.
Doesn't matter. It's an open public forum now. Don't close the door on me.
Wow, you see that assault? That's a second assault from this lady, and she still works there.
Let's open this door. So this is open to the public then. So the
Right, it's open to the public, but you can't record here because of the presence of confidential.
okay. So then that's what I. Okay. No. You haven't said it the way. So if I don't have a camera. Let me finish, man. Okay, so that's what I want. I want to make sure you don't try and make something up. I'm saying if I don't have a camera,
Correct.
this is open to me. It's publicly accessible as long as I don't bring in my camera.
Correct.
Okay, you understand? You can't do that? It's like telling me I can't come in if I wear a cross.
That's not
You can't, it's the First Amendment. Hello, how's it going?
Is that recording?
Huh?
Is that recording?
Yeah.
Not here, it's not.
Yeah, she invited us in.
Oh, but look at the door.
Yeah, no, I saw it and then she invited us in. I knocked and I said, the sign says we can't come in. She let us in.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you're recording here.
Of course, she created a public forum.
No, she did not create a public forum.
Do you understand that? Like, so I think you guys have KP law as a corporation council, right?
We don't. No, you're not recording here. Just go back. We can go talk in the hallway.
You should
Let's go talk in the
check
hallway.
your
Let's go talk in the hallway.
your
We're
legal
a public
provider.
space.
I mean, it is a public space. Your sign doesn't make it not a public space.
It does.
No, because she invited us in. It's a public forum.
It doesn't mean it's because you might. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. Come on out.
Listen,
We can film out here.
Don't cop attitude with me. I'm here because you had another employee cop attitude with me.
No, you came in with an attitude and you got
No, I
it
didn't.
back, and that's why
no,
you're
no,
here.
I was super nice to her.
So let's dispense with the formalities. You're here because you're YouTube trolls who get clicks and comments from followers.
You're the town
for
manager.
getting us
You're the
to
town
say
You are.
things that are negative.
You're an idiot,
and that's
though.
why you're here.
And what's the first thing that
I
you
called
do?
you
You
an
come
idiot.
out here being an a-hole, and you just explain to us why we're here? You don't make no sense, sir.
See, do it in the presence of confidential information, only hallways, meeting rooms, and public
Yeah, then
spaces.
she invited us in.
That doesn't make it a public space.
When you, so.
This
the
sign doesn't
definition-
make it a private
The
space.
definition of public forum
Hold
and
on.
limited public forum is if you have it marked off as an authorized personnel only, or personnel access, employee access only, or privately not accessible to the public, then it is a limited public to non-public forum. But if you invite a member of the public in to that limited public forum, it has now been converted as to a public
What case
space.
is that?
Well, you should ask your corporation
No,
counsel.
You're citing it. What
You're
case
the
is that?
ones that gave us that information.
So, I don't, that's not consistent with my understanding of the law.
Well, your information's wrong.
Okay, so what's the case law you're talking about?
I'm gonna have to look up. I could just make something up and lie to you, but I did a 2-hour seminar actually where only town managers are invited in, one of them being Arlington. And the major purpose of that was because we went in to an area that was limited public forum, accessible to employees only. And we had been invited in. So when we were invited
So you
in,
hear this
that
town of Ipswich, you see how these people are? YouTube trolls.
Come in and cause disturbances in town.
Cause disturbances. When he came out here with the attitude in the video, plainly shows that, people. So,
And he just called me idiot, so.
Well, what did you call me first?
I didn't call you anything.
You did. You came out and you said that
No.
we're First
Go-
Amendment
go back.
trolls.
Trolls.
You
right.
walked out of your office
YouTube
with an
trolls,
attitude. We were
right.
never rude to her. We were very nice to her.
No, I understand, but you're still recording, and when I said you can't record in here, you said
I don't
you
have to
argued with
listen
me.
to you
Hold
telling me I
on.
can't record in a public space. I knocked. Did I not knock, miss, before I came in? And I said, oh, I'm
They're
taking
over
a
there
picture of your
laughing.
sign out here. So
Do you
she
need
knew I had
help
a
with
camera.
something?
Oh, she doesn't even work here? You're
Alright,
just
so-
dragging her
so
into
get
you
out of the
being...
way so she can go in and get stuff.
Yeah, we won't block her. Don't
Do
be
you wanna come in? Yes.
Oh, who do you think you are?
Hi, how are you?
Okay, I'm done.
It's good to
See
see
later.
you.
And you're not coming in here with those on.
You're not gonna block me, so...
I never left.
I'm now I'm asking you to leave.
What's
now.
your name?
I can't trust
I'm
my
asking you to leave
sister.
now.
What, do you want me to leave the office or not? You're
Leave
an
the
idiot.
office here.
Yeah, the office and not.
Sure, here you go. You too.
Now, we got a much different problem if we walk in and I'm wearing a cross. And he says, oh, I don't like that cross, you gotta leave. Or I don't like the color of your skin, you gotta leave. Huge problem.
Right, sure.
There's a huge issue with that. And it doesn't take, and I'm a little bit different. I come in, very nice. Firstly, if it was a private area, limited public forum, the moment he invites other members of the public into that area, he's now converted it from limited public to public. But that's not the question. I'm saying we can't come in because we're practicing our civil rights. It's a violation of our constitutional rights, so that's why we came here today.
Okay, so, I can certainly have a conversation with Stephen. I usually meet with him monthly on various topics regarding the town. Obviously, as select board members, we're not something that is here on the day-to-day basis. We do
Right.
more of a part-time capacity. I try to do a little more than that because that's why we get elected, right? But,
Right.
it's certainly something that I can bring up in conversation with
Because
him
we're
to
gonna
get his
speak
side of
at
the
the,
story.
the public comments tonight.
Sure.
Just to let you know, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Don't plan on swearing, don't plan on being a
Sure.
jerk. I could
We
be,
appreciate
but I
that.
wanna keep it very
Yeah.
professional. How long we have, about 3 minutes, they said on the phone?
Just about, yeah.
Okay, I kept it at 2:50.
Beautiful.
Concise to the point.
Beautiful.
Do you think ever,
Mhm.
any of the public employees that are being paid a great deal of money to represent the citizens of this great town
Mhm.
should be calling people names like assholes, trolls?
You know, we all know that technically, I mean, it's a free country. You can call people, you know, generally speaking, what you want in a sense, but I think that people in general, no matter who you are, an employee, an elected official, a citizen, Joe Schmo, from here, not from here, we should try to use polite language at all times.
But,
we should behave
but when
more
you're a
like-
public employee, like that kind
There's an
of,
extra
there's a
benchmark.
boundary,
So
yeah.
of course we want to behave actually like we behave, very polite, concise, not gossip.
Well, I appreciate you bringing this to my attention. I
Did
don't
he
want
not tell you about it?
he told us that there was an incident that he was gonna get into further explanation on.
I'm gonna show you before they
So,
start. This-
so actually, I wanna fill up my water, and then
Okay.
I
I'll
don't
meet
wanna,
you in there.
I don't wanna be late, okay?
Okay,
So I am gonna hear
No
what you
worries.
guys have to say during citizens'
Alright.
queries.
Thanks
I
for
appreciate
listening
you
to
bringing it
us
my attention.
before too,
I am
thank
gonna
you.
let you know, I'm prepared to not sue. When
I
I
appreciate
leave
that.
tonight, these signs can be down,
Mhm.
and we're moving forward, no problem.
Gotcha.
If not, notice, I already spoke to my attorney, it's a civil rights lawsuit. I get to sue him, the municipality for the negligent supervision of him,
Mhm.
and then I get to sue in US District Court for the violation of my rights. I don't wanna do that because it comes from who? The taxpayers.
Right, right.
So as long as we get those signs down because they're illegal, then I'm willing to not pursue in court.
And what was your first name again?
Josh.
Mike, all right.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Right.
This one's been like covering, so,
good thing she heard the conversation.
Yeah, those signs, we're gonna get those signs down tonight for them. By the way, I understand it's policy that if you'd like to change the
Would you identify yourself,
Good
please?
citizen, you wanna change it for 3 minutes?
Just need a name and
Identify
address.
your
Need a
name.
name and
I don't have
address.
to violate my Fourth Amendment right to accuse you, but if you wanna change it from 3 minutes to 2 minutes, you're gonna have to have a second, and then you can have discussion on it, but right now it stands as 3. I'll continue, thank you, I won't be interrupted, I claim my time.
Would you identify yourself for the
Good
record, please?
citizen, good citizen, thank you.
What's your address?
None of your business. All right, Southborough has ruled on that. I don't have to give you any personal information to reclaim my time. If you'd like to stop me before I take my 3 minutes, you can change it to 2 and move for a vote. No? Moving on, thanks. The history of town and select board meetings goes back past the birth of this country. It is one of the most beautiful examples of democracy. The people's ability to provide feedback and redress their elected government. A government that is of the people, for the people, and by the people. Those people stand before you today. Over 1 year ago, the town manager's assistant told us it was illegal to film in town hall. She even grabbed us by the wrist and tried to drag us out. 1 year later, we see the behavior in the library is just as bad. We lodged a records request and followed up in the town hall to ensure they received our request. We approached the door and noticed a sign that read, "Due to the presence of confidential information, only hallways and meeting rooms are public spaces." With no assistance window, I knocked on the door and was invited in by the same woman who had assaulted us 1 year prior. We were told by the secretary that the office was in fact public. At this moment, the town manager came storming out of his office demanding we leave. We were called constitutional fools, First Amendment trolls, assholes, YouTube trolls, and scum, among other things. I continued to ask about the sign as he practically tried to force us out of the office. Once outside, I waited in a line of about 5 people to try and get service. At this point, the town manager confirmed the office was publicly accessible and was in fact open to the public. And because I was denied services and denied entry solely on the fact because I was engaged in my First Amendment right to free press. If I was refused access or service due to the color of my skin, sexuality, or practice of religion, this would be a different story. But free press is guaranteed within the 5 components of the First Amendment, as all the other previous aspects that I mentioned. You could have been refused for your right to religion. You could have been refused because of the color of your skin. And yesterday, I was refused because I had a camera. The signs admittedly by the town manager were not to protect privacy, as there is no privacy in public, but a standing safeguard should anyone with a camera ever try and come in and expose them to the poor behavior. He called me a constitutional fool. I call myself someone whose name is in case law, who's been featured on the front page of the Washington Post, Boston Herald, Boston Globe, Global Sun, and featured in primetime CNN. I've retired 3 police officers, a sitting mayor, selectman, and soon-to-be Steve Crane. I keep my promises. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of their grievances. Everyone respected here in Ipswich, except free speech and free press. We stand at a dangerous precipice where a town manager is the self-appointed arbiter of what freedoms guaranteed by the Constitution we the people can practice. 300 years ago, we called the man that violated, oppressed, and made illegal laws king. Today, we call him Stephen Crane. If by the end of this meeting, those signs are not removed, you're on notice. We spoke to your select person, you're on notice. We will be sued, the town will be sued, and you're going to put the taxpayers in an awful position because you want to say this. If I don't have a camera, this is open to me. It's publicly accessible as long as I don't bring in my camera. Okay, you understand? You can't do that. It's like telling me I can't come in if I wear a cross. Shoes. The signs go down, your job goes down. And that's the end of the story. You're on notice.
Thank you. Any other citizen queries?
And shame on you, Steve Crane, for shutting my
If you
face.
wanna make a comment, please
Shame
go
on
to the
him.
microphone.
Shame on
Go to the
him.
microphone if you wanna make a comment.
and make yourself heard.
Sir, could you identify yourself, please?
I'm a citizen of this state. That's what you need, that's what you get. I'm a little offended at the fact that we're here because this city manager is discriminating. It's selective discrimination. The fact that a camera is a problem for him and a problem for this town. There's case law in this state that he's violating, willingly violating, that's gonna open this town up to legal ramifications. I think you should check into it. You got an attorney, have him look at it. Because I know what I'm talking about. Apparently he doesn't. The fact that those signs are there, the fact that those signs are illegal, the fact that there's no mass general law behind them, no town ordinance, nothing. They're useless. They're as useless as the paper they're written on. The fact that this person can sit there and call people names, the general public, is this what you want for your town? Is this what you want your town to be noted for? Calling people assholes, scum, trolls, whatever. That's not what this is about. It's about you guys representing the people of the town, the people everywhere. The fact that he has actually had the nerve to say this stuff, to turn around and willingly discriminate against somebody because of a camera, you've got to be kidding me. This is a joke. The whole premise of checks and balances is the different forms of government, the judicial, the executive, and the legislative. He's none of those things, other than the executive, maybe. But he has no authority to be the judicial part. None. Where does he get off? Where does this town get off? How can you sit here and let somebody like that run this town and open you up to civil liability? It's a major problem for you folks, and you need to address that, and you need to address him, because clearly he doesn't understand the law. There's no question about it. There's case law that came out in this state, numerous case law that's come out in this state, that says not only that we can record our government officials, but we can secretly record them. Apparently he hasn't read that law yet. I know I have. So I think that this board should take a serious look at the person they got running this town and maybe reconsider who's running it.
Thank you, sir. Any other citizen queries?
I came in here yesterday. I was
Can you
not
identify
actually,
yourself for the record, please?
I will not give up my Fourth Amendment. I came in here yesterday. I wasn't even holding a camera. I was having a conversation with you. And I said, it's a shame that you work for the people. And you said, why is that? I said, because you don't know how to do your job. And you slammed the door in my face. Shame on you.
Any additional citizen query?
Coming up. So this is one of the signs there. It says there, Ipswich Town Hall, due to the presence of confidential information, only hallways and meeting rooms are public spaces. However, this is open to the public during business hours. How's it going, my friend? Good. How long have you worked here at the Ipswich? 4.5 years. And this is the public office, so people come in, right? Yes. Did you know that the town manager is putting up those signs? He's letting anybody in his office of the public, except if you have a camera. Did you know that? No. So, did you serve in the military? You did. You had that look about you. Thank you for your service. I'm pretty good at telling. Now, you were brave, and you fought for our constitutional rights. You swore an oath to defend the Constitution and the great people of these United States, didn't you? Yes. And one of those things that you fought for was the First Amendment, right? The right of the people to peaceably assemble, to free press, to redress your grievances. One of those things is freedom of the press, freedom of religion, right? So if the town manager told me I couldn't come in this office because I was Catholic, would he be violating my rights, do you think?
I think he would have been violating your rights anyway, because this office is open to the public. It has to be, because the people that are in this office are public servants.
I'd like to thank you for defending our Constitution then. I'd like you to thank you for defending our Constitution now, because your town manager did this. And I just want you to see the gentleman that you're working for. We were refused service and entry and access to this building.
Telling me who you are.
Yes, sir. Accountability for all.
Town hall video camera. No public
So-
spaces can be filmed. It's open to the public. Anyone can enter unless you're exercising your rights. Saying if I don't have a camera, this is open to me. It's publicly accessible as long as I don't bring in my camera. Okay, do you understand? You can't do that? It's like telling me I can't come in if I wear a cross. The town hall video.
So he'd be violating my rights then, wouldn't he, have when he said that?
I would think so.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Not knowing enough about the specific circumstance, I really am silly to respond. What
And you
I
don't
would
have
say-
to.
What I would say is that if it's a building that is a public government entity, it is open to the public. It is not open to the public in the finance, in the treasurer's office, isn't open to me. So there are some restrictions, and there has to be that understood.
Of course.
And here is the crux
Right.
of all of the problems that you'll see.
And we understand that too, like some places it might say employees only, and we understand that we can't go in those employee designated areas. But for somebody to tell me that I can't come in here because I'm holding this, or that someone can't come in here because of the color of their skin, or because of their sexuality, or of how they practice their free speech, that is a huge problem. I thank you for your service, and I think it's he that should be cleaning up after you, because plenty of folks are now going to try and clean up after his mess. So again, I can't thank you enough for your service to this country.
Here's a thing that I found over my years that is optimum importance. Certain circumstances will tend to bend certain things in a direction or away from a direction, so that there is not an absolute. So when I think of something, I think of it as outside the absolution focal point, and see if there is a gray area that is in fact valid. But I'm not standing up and shouting to the crowd that this is my philosophy and it shouldn't be somebody else's.
Some of the best philosophers weren't heard until after their voices were gone.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's great. I am not going to, because of people like you that have fought, died, bled, sweat, tears, been fighting out there for our rights, to come into a public building to have some asshole getting paid $240,000 a year tell me or anybody else in this state or in this country that our rights don't matter. Because if you go to Arlington National Cemetery or the thousands of cemeteries across the country that are dedicated to military personnel, KIA, or after, they didn't die for him to be an asshole. They died for people to be brave, not for him to be a coward. So I can tell you one thing, those signs are gonna come down. I gave them to the end of the night, or he's gonna be out of a job.
Well, and I thank God that there's no actual gray area in the Constitution. It is very, very
Unfortunately,
specific.
there are those that think there are gray areas everywhere. I know there are gray areas some places.
Yeah, but not on the Constitution. It's very specific.
Right.
It's specific, but the problem with the Constitution now is that it is being challenged by people who believe there is this intent.
People like Steve.
It wasn't written as intent, it was written
As
as
an-
verbiage.
Right, and as absolute.
Wording is everything.
Yeah.
Do you think that you think we can get this sign down? What do you think? Take out that tack and enough with the people not being able to come into their building. What do you think? Let's get the sign down.
That you can get it down?
We,
You know what I would do?
I could take it down?
No.
Oh, I can't touch
I
it?
would,
Can't touch this.
I can touch No? You can touch it.
I would suggest that you allow the town manager to run his course. And
His course is unemployment.
No, his course is this evening, the signs have got to come down.
That's true. I did give him that. All right, perfect. So I'm gonna come back tomorrow and I'm gonna take, you're right. I like this guy.
There's
You're
no gray
very,
area
see, I need
what he
people to
said.
reel me in sometimes, because sometimes I eat so many chips, I realize that I'm at the end of the bag. I
He
don't-
does that a lot.
I appreciate your time and thank you again for your service.
Welcome.
This town's lucky to have you.
Thank you.
All right, well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Great night.
Oh, this is for, hey, Warren doesn't agree with your signs, man. Yeah, Warren don't agree with your signs, but how was that job? Close that door on me.
Excuse me.
Make that door touch me.
Don't.
The office is closed. The meeting room's open. The office is closed.
It's not the right time.
He disagrees with your stupid sign too. He served this country. You spit in his face. You know what this is? Recycle for you, because you're going to be recycling into some unemployment.
Are you a felon? Did I hear that something?
That's right, I am. And are you unemployed?
Congratulations.
You're a bitch.
Hey, don't you have a meeting
You're a
you're
bitch,
supposed to be
I
in,
said.
bitch?
I'm closing the office.
Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch.
Your attention, not give that shake.
Ah, yeah, see, guys? You should ask him what he just did on camera in front of 1,000 people. For you, recycled into unemployment. Keep that, punk. The end of the night, Mike, those signs aren't gone. I'm suing him, I'm coming after him, the city, for the negligent supervision of him, and I'm going after the town. I don't care.
Shame on you.
Find a new job, punk.
I think they're all crooked in there.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think.
That's what they all are.
They're all crooked. He's so secure in his job that he can actually see nothing.
The best he could come up with for trying to violate our rights is that I'm a felon.
Out here being an a-hole, and you just explain to us why we're here? You don't make no sense, sir. This sign doesn't make it a private space. Hold on.
Authorized personnel only, or personnel access, security access only. Not acceptable.
I never left.
I'm asking you to leave.
What's
now.
your name?
I'm asking you to leave now.
What, do you want me to leave the office now?
Leave the office here.
Yeah, the office now.
Sure, here you go. You too.